Hello, friends and neighbors. If you're new here, welcome to the fourth house on the right. If you are a returning neighbor, welcome back. Um, it's been a while since I've done a gardening update. It's actually been a while since I've done any updates out here. And you're about to find out why. The main reason is because during the summertime, we travel a lot with basketball for our youngest son. Um, so I'm popping in today with not a big update, but with a major announcement. So I came to a conclusion about my garden that is kind of going to be a game changer. It changes things for me. So just a little bit of background. I've been gardening for a little over 10 years. Started out container gardening, which did not work so well for me. I've mentioned this before because when I garden in containers, or when I grow anything in a container, I love those things to death. Most of the time, I water them too much. Uh-oh, sorry for the sound. I'm making some marigold concentrate to treat bugs. I'll wait on that. So, started growing in containers, didn't work out so well, and then when we moved into our current home, I started my in-ground garden. It's actually not an in-ground garden. I started it above ground, so there was no dig, and I still do no dig. Here's the thing: summers are harsh in Houston, Texas. I'm in zone 9A. Right now, today, it's in the 90s, but it feels like it's in the 110s, like something like that. So if I'm hot, my plant babies are hot, and I water every single day, even for plants that don't necessarily need a ton of water. They need water for us in this heat. So, a couple of things. Because of the watering needs and because we are gone a lot during the summertime, I have been agonizing over the decision to stop um, doing summer gardening. Maybe just do a few things and have some flowers and things out there. But I think that I'm going to grow more towards the end of the summer when things start to cool off a little bit, going into fall and into spring, because summertime brings a ton of bugs, number one, super duper hot, have to use a lot of water, and we're gone a lot. So the garden needs tending every single day, legitimately. It needs tending every single day. And for as long as we're traveling for basketball, that just will not work. Now, I don't know what next summer is going to be like, and this may change, but as of right now, I'm just kind of letting things go in the garden. I'm going to let them continue to do what they're doing, and I'll show you what things are looking like right now. It's a little bit bleak, a little bit bleak, but I'm not too upset about it because these are things that we learn along the way. Um, like I said, it's been over 10 years for me, but maybe like 12 years, I want to say, and we still learn things every day in the garden. This right here is not a setback. This is me saying, why work against the elements? Why work with things that are not working with me, and instead work smarter and not harder? So I am going to finish making my marigold concentrate, which, like I said, this has been brewing for a long time and it's smelly right now. But the reason I'm doing this is because I had the bright idea that since I plant marigolds to deter pests, what if I had like a concentrated spray that I could put in my gallon sprayer over there and use that for pests? So I'm just going to test it out. Also, I think I saw someone doing this. I can't remember who. Maybe Grow Veg, doing this. I didn't see him actually use it on the plants, but I thought that kind of makes sense. Like we plant different herbs and flowers to help with pest problems. So why not concentrate those things and use them in the garden? Anyway, so that's what's going on here. Let me now show you what's going on in the garden and why I started thinking about this no more summer gardening situation. One more quick thing about this marigold concentrate. This is not a foreign concept, I have this garlic insecticidal soap that I use to spray on plants for the same reason, because the bugs hate it. So it's really a deterrent, but it works really well. So that's why I thought, okay, well, this should work really well as well. So anyway, moving on to what's going on in the garden. First of all, let's look at these pots up front. I say up front on the patio. Most of these pots had something in them, and this is what I'm talking about with the heat. I was starting more flowers. I was starting more calendula here, and it just got too hot. And this is a self-watering pot, so like right now it's pretty moist, and they just dried out. It just gets way too dry. Um, there I have aroma and some basil and some scotch bonnet peppers that I started again. Um, and then my olive tree and some thyme. And you can see these things are not supposed to have a ton of water. They're drought tolerant. They're Mediterranean um, type plants. So they're used to heat and drought, but even those are struggling. But the pot situation is easy, right? Because we can move the pots wherever we want to, and I can move them up onto the patio here, but there's not much space that's in shade during the height of the summertime. Look at this. This is mint, and mint is chocolate mint, and it just is burnt to a crisp from the sun. Now I have it sitting in water. I just watered it, but and it'll come back probably. But this is what's happening. Even things that do well in heat are not doing well. You can see here's another one. Only thing that's growing there is a weed. You know, there were herbs in here. This right here was what is this stuff called? What is it called? Chamomile. Look at that. It's just there's nothingness. Um, and so I'm fighting a losing battle with these things. Let's go and into the actual garden. Swiss chard, it's doing okay. That's perpetual spinach. It's doing okay. I just come out here and take the burned leaves off from time to time. And I just throw those in compost. The only things that are not struggling in the heat right now are some of my marigolds. You can see that one is doing really well, and there's a couple on that end that are doing really well. Um, but some of the marigolds themselves are, they get spider mites, which love hot and dry conditions. Like this one, you can see it has spider mites. I'm gonna have to cut it back or pull it up because if that it's already actually gotten over here on my cucumbers. This cucumber vine is still producing, but you can see those browning leaves. This is the nature of the beast. This is what I'm dealing with. Tomatoes are struggling. I lost 2 tomatoes here, and it's just one of those things where you have to say, is it worth? Here's another cucumber. You have to say, is it worth fighting against the elements to have a little bit of harvest? I mean, the cucumbers are giving me quite a bit. The tomatoes on the other end, my San Marzanos, are giving me quite a bit, but it's a lot of work to get there because it's so darn hot. So I'm thinking I will do things a little bit earlier, things that I really want, like the tomatoes and the cucumbers. Maybe I'll do an early planting. Look how big that San Marzano is getting. It's really bushy. I only pruned around the bottom. Let me see if I can go show you that. Only pruned around the bottom so that it could have airflow, and a little bit going up. But see, things happen like diseases and pests, and it's just a never-ending battle. And gardening is mental, like, it's great for my mental health. That's why I come out here and do it. And so if it's too much crazy work, well, that kind of defeats the purpose for me. Yes, I feed my family, but I feed my soul more. Um, this hibiscus is doing great. My ginger and my turmeric are doing great, but everything else is struggling. So this is why I'm making the decision to no longer do this and to instead work with the elements, grow what will grow in this heat and not worry about any of the other. And when things start to cool off a little bit towards the end of summer and going into quote unquote fall, that's when I'll do more planting. And It will end up being like planting through winter, but our seasons are so long here. We don't really have true winters. We might have a couple of freezes in, say, February, January, February timeframe, but in general, our growing season is like 9, 10 months. So I think that this will actually work. Um, and we'll see how it goes. So that is a big, big deal for me, you guys, because my garden is everything. Like, I come out here to just relax. And even though it's hot out here right now, I love being out here. I love seeing the flowers and some of the plants just kind of sway in the wind and listening to the water and all of the things. So we'll see how this goes. We have just a little bit of time left in the summertime now. So what is this? This is the end of July. We will be gone for a week, and I don't really ask neighbors to come and take care of these plants or these plants, my veggies. I don't ask them to come and pick things or whatever it is. That stuff needs to happen like every single day, and that's a lot to ask someone to do who's not a gardener or who's not into plants like that. So we'll be gone for a week. People will check on the house and check on the doggy and all of those things, but in terms of the garden, it's probably going to be a mess when we get back. We shall see. We shall see. I'll share that with you for sure. But this is the reason that I'm making the decision today. I've been thinking about it for a while. I'm just today making the decision. So we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned, you guys. And thanks for hanging out in the garden with me. Until next time, bye.